All right, so this video is going to cover the technique that you use to send out mass emails to your customers. So this is kind of a two-step process. The first thing you're going to want to do is to create a template, get your message all dialed in terms of what you want to communicate with your customers, and then the second part is then sending that template out to your customer contacts. All right, so the first part is we need to create a template. So in order to do that, you're going to click on your app selector up here and do a search for templates. Click on email templates, and this is where you'll find all the email templates that you've either created or that have been created for your dealership. So we're going to go ahead and do a new one. So we're going to click on new email template. I'm going to give it a name. So this is going to be my mass email to customers. It's going to be going to contacts. Okay, these are going to be your customer contacts. You can keep it in the private email templates if you are just going to be using this for yourself, or you could be putting it into a public folder that other people would be able to use. It's kind of up to you. You can give it a description if you want to, but then you start building out your template. So test. And then you've got your rich text editor here to actually create the body of your message. You can insert images if you want. If you've got pictures of boats you want to include in your message, you're just now using this rich text editor to create your template. One of the features you've got here is you can do a mail merge if you want to merge in their name, other information about the customer contact that you're going to be sending to. In order to do that, if you want to get to that sort of level of customization, just click on this little icon, and now I have access to all the fields on the contact that are available. So let's just put in their first name. So now I'm starting my message with their first name. And again, you don't have to do this. It really does sort of depend on the reliability of this information. If this is not filled in properly for all your customer contacts, then you're probably not going to want to do that. But for those of you that do keep your data up to date, it's a great way to kind of make this a lot more personalized to your customers. So I'm just going to do blah, blah, blah. You might want to include your signature as well. I think you can actually copy and paste that in if you've got one in your email. But again, you're just creating a single message here that you're going to then be able to send out to your customers. So let's go ahead and save that. So that's step one, creating the template. Step two is you need to actually now go to your contacts. We're not going to customers, we're going to contacts. And so you do have to kind of go out of your way to get to this tab. And this is just a view of contacts. This is like any other view in Salesforce. This one happens to be on contacts. And the reason we're doing that is because we get this special button right here for sending email. This does not appear under the Customers tab, unfortunately. You actually have to go to Contacts to do this. At this point, we're just now using a view or a filter on records. So I'm dumped into the recently viewed here. I'm going to just flip it to My Contacts. I only want to be sending to my customers. And so I've got a view here called My Contacts that I've now customized so that I can be using this to send out my mass email messages. This view works like any other view in Salesforce. You can control the contents of this view. So I've got a filter right here where wants description contains cobalt. And so here's the wants description field on the customer contact. All these 10 customers have the word cobalt in the wants description because of this filter. It's also set to filter on my contacts. I'm not going to be emailing somebody else's customers. And so this one's set to be mine. I don't want to be sending my email template to somebody else's customer. Of course, all the columns that you're seeing in this view can be controlled here, just like any other view in Salesforce. You can select the fields to display. If you want to see additional information or take off certain fields, you're just now modifying your view to show you what you want to be able to see. So at this point, say I had an email template that was dealing with a cobalt boat, and I wanted to only email my customers that want a cobalt. This is perfect. I've got it all set up to do that. I can now hit this button right here, send email. It's now going to send to all my contacts in the current view right now, which is 10 people. And at this point, I just want to select my template now. I don't want to, I could do a custom message right here if I wanted, but it's nicer to just select a template. Here's the one that I just created, my mass email to customers. It automatically is going to merge in their first name. Here's that sample text that I put into the one that I entered. And at this point, I can hit send. I could send it later. If I didn't want this to go out right away, maybe I wanted to schedule this to go out tomorrow or something. You've got some other flexibility in terms of when the message actually gets sent out. And then lastly, just keep an eye on this counter down here. This is a demo site, so we don't have a lot of capacity, but everybody has a limit of 2,000 messages per day. And so you just got to be careful about that. If you're sending a really big mass emailer, you don't want to extend that 2,000 limit, otherwise it won't go out. Or you might actually be taking up some capacity for other users in Salesforce to be able to send out their messages. So just keep an eye on this limit. Obviously, the more targeted you can be with your mass email messages, the better. It's just going to land better with your customers. All right, so there you have it. Best of luck, and let us know if you have any questions.